I hope everybody's doing well. It's been a it's been a beautiful journey. Congratulations to Otun Jagon Owl of Oshogbo. Uh, he's also um, Apuena Ogboni or Iyadudu Ilad Royal Ogboni Aborigine. We'd like to give a shout out to Iya Abie of the same Ilad. You know, even to myself, Ifashion, we thank Olodumare and Destiny. It is. I pay seeing I will Shugbo, a ton of Ifabileke. Thank you, thank you. Also, Odo Fin Ogboni, Iadudu, Ilad Royal Ogboni Aborigine. So with those come great responsibility, right? And we continue to um, persevere, right, with truth. And so it doesn't make our responsibility any less. It doesn't say that we've arrived. If it says anything, it means that we must continue to work and be better and do better, right? Support the community in different ways. Um, and, just continue to live by Ifa and Otito truth. So Abura Boy Boshi Shell Lori, Awo Ianifa, Ilia Ding Bay, Iadudu Temple. Today feels like Oya Shango, but I must check. Today is Oya Shango. May the winds of change continue to blow in our favor, and may our reign be legendary. So Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Iya Agba, Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Ifasola. Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Ifatusen. Abura. It's okay. It's okay. Benny, no, it's all right. Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Ifalowo. Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Farike. Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Ifabanke. Abura Boy Boshi Shay, Ojibona. Ashe. Um, Ifa Tucson, can you open up Ifa Lowo? Can you give a verse, please? Oh no, ladies, Ifa Tucson, Ifa Rike. I don't know if both of y'all are available. Let me go there first. Since I think you the senior, um, you can go first. Ashe. So the suffering and lack is not for anything. The desire and the want, the prayers don't go unheard. If I ask us to remember, there's two phases to everything. There's a time for sowing and nurturing, right? And then there's a time for reaping and harvesting our benefits, right? Our blessings, the benefit of our action. Let's continue to move forward. Let's continue to nurture the seeds that we planted, right? There's let us nurture the seeds of our destiny and watch it grow. It's only a short time, right, between these phases, if I says, right? So sometimes it could be a little longer, right? Because we like with these yearly ODs or these life ODs, and we see these different manifestations how the ODs work, right? Sometimes you got the blessing in the front and the challenge in the rear. Sometimes you got the blessing and the challenge at the same time. Sometimes you have the challenge in the beginning and the blessing in the rear. If I ask us to remember these cycles, these phases, that we must continue to nurture and cultivate those seeds that we've planted, that's been planted inside of us, that we've planted in others, right? Then all of a sudden, right, the blessings come from out of nowhere. This is what it means from behind, right? Because we can't see. Sometimes we don't see when the blessing arrives, right? So we ask and we expectant. We are taught to be expectant, right, based on the truth. This other if I says those blessings gonna come from where those unexpected, unseen places that your blessing will arrive from. Let us reap the harvest. Ashe. Oshe Tura. And then we're gonna Jabona, can you do Oshe Tura? I don't know if your reception is good. I shall. Yes, sir. Ashe. And that's to our final resting place of great color nuts to us regular. Ephod's decoration to the new bride when born to move into the matrimonial home at dawn. And receive the ashe of her husband's house. And receive the ashe of Ephod. He was advised to offer a bow. She complied. Travelers to Ipo on 05. Come join us. I'm sorry. Before long, not too far. Travelers to Ipo and 05. Please take these cola nuts for Miami. Ashe. Can y'all hear me? EY. Continue with strong character. So first OB is continue with strong character, longevity E5 step OB. And we split the OB with E5. And G Fay, EY, and G Fay. So if I says G with strong character, Ire Aiku and Ire Aj over the next 4 days. So that's that. Questions, concerns, comments. Eddie Woya, 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 Eddie Woya. Akose. Um, again, Akose Oyashango. May the winds of change continue to blow in our favor, and may our reign be long and strong. So I'm going to put the verses in the chat. Attempting to. Maybe it's too long. So let me try to do this quiet. So we cast E5 for Osha E5, and the Odu that was revealed was Irete Tansa, Irete on the right, Osa on the left. And so it came in Iowa law. So when we look at some of these Odu E5s, right, the orientation that they are revealed in, it is challenging in a sense because um, it comes in a particular orientation, it may be disheartening, right? It may be challenges associated with orientation of the Odu based off of things that may not necessarily happen in the present. Some of those things that have to happen in the past. So it's important that we look at Odu E5 very well, get a better understanding of what's going on. So we know that the Odu comes in past, present, future. So the orientation can be either one. The orientation can be either one. So that being the case, um, let's look at this Odu a little more deeper so we can understand what we're talking about. So there's several key things about this Odu E5. Um, it is very heavy with Obasla. So we have several people in the Ile with this in that aspect. We have people in terms of having it as a life Odu. Nonetheless, right? Again, right, the information is still the same. The information that this OD contains applies short term as well as the long. And so that being the case, understand something, you know, from the beginning is that Odu is one of those Odu-5 that is heavy with Obatala. So different aspects of Obatala, right? What kind of character traits or attributes are needed or that are needed to be strengthened, if you will, by this Odu-5? What attributes of Obatala and other Orisha Rumale do this Odu-5 help us to strengthen, develop, take note of? One is it tells us that sometimes you can be the brunt of conspiracy. You can be the focus of a conspiracy. One of the Odu E5, right? Because it came in IO of loss. So when we look at it in terms of loss, what has been lost, or what attempt is there to develop this type of energy, the energy of loss? What have we done, whoever owns this OD? What are others doing, right? Because we have to look at it both ways, internally and externally, objective and subjective. So once we can check ourselves off as okay, like I'm not experiencing these issues personally. I've looked at my character. I've done that self reflection. I've done what I needed to do. So I know now that it's not me. So it must be coming from somewhere else. So sometimes it's stubborn, right? Sometimes it's pride. Sometimes it's these low vibrational energies that uh rear their ugly head. These Ajo Gun EB. Ireche on the right and Osun on the left. There's Ifani, Irete, Tansa. I hear that you know how to cast Ifa, but I will not ask you to cast Ifa. I know that you know how to hold the determinants. I will not ask you to hold the determinants for me. Ifa's message for Orumila, who shall lose his home, all area of life. Who shall lose his home of all area of life. Whom Eshu Odara will show him the missing fortunes again. He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. Eshu Odara, please show me how to regain all my missing fortunes. Arere is the father. Arere. So it shows us, right? Odu Ifa says that even though they know how to do it, not only do you know how to do the thing, there's another level of expertise that you have, right? Ladies, we can't tell you how to be a mama, right? Especially if we have multiple children, right? You can't tell someone that they don't know they know, right? Even if this is not the case, but they know that you know. If I says people will know that you know, they know that you're a good mother. They know that you're a good husband. They know that you're a good friend. They know that you're a good priest. They know that you're a good priestess. They know that you're a good coworker. They know that you're trustworthy. They know, but they will also deny. If I ask those what this Odu is revealed, right? Do not deny, not to be disillusioned. Recognize the truth, right? And it takes a certain level of maturity, right? Not only recognize the truth, but act upon it. Again, right? This elevated consciousness. Over and over again in different ways, right? This Odu Ifa says that they know, but they'll go against it. Why? To develop loss. The Odu Ifa said, right? So when we look at this Odu Ifa and we see that it came in loss, right? This was already the intention. There was an intention before to develop loss in the lives of those where this Odu is fulfilled. If I ask us not to be the same, if I ask us not to conspire, right? We're not doing that anyway. But if I simply letting us know, right, that they know the truth, they've experienced the truth, there's some validity to your ability, whether it be doing Iboris, whether it's casting E5, whether it's offering a bow, a kunle bow, whether it's talking to people, giving advice. If I says they know, but for you, for us, for those where this Odu is revealed, it may not feel like it, right? There's a sense of loss. If I says to offer a bow, this is what Arumila was going through. Like this is Arumila, right? So we know that if Arumila was going through it, then at some level we're gonna go through it too. So what will we do, right? Will we do what Arumila did? Will we offer the Ebo, right? So here the Ebo, right, is multi-layered. The Ebo here is not just the material sacrifice, right, to shift the energy, but also the way that we see things, right? Being optimistic, being hopeful, right? Having perseverance, right? Strong character, not doubting, being patient. All these attributes come into play, right? These higher elevated energies, right? These crown chakra energies, being pious and devout, chaste, chaste, however you want to say it, right? Why? Because there's a consequence. There's a reaction to the things that's going on. There's something else that's gonna happen, right? Something has been started. So we look at the verse and we can see what's going on first, right? It wasn't Arumila that initiated the loss. It was someone else that initiated the loss of Arumila. Some group of people, right, that were out to make Arumila experience loss. They didn't believe, but they chose not. With that, right, the the reaction, right, from that action is SU going into work, SU being activated by the EPO, and helping to regain all those things that was lost. It's SU that will help to regain those fortunes. SU that will help to regain the lost array is SU. So, what is it that we must do? Ifatusa. I said, what is it that we must do? Physical or character? So, what will we do? Ashe. Ashe. I like that answer. Anybody else want to add anything? Euphorique, I seen you with your hand up. Ashe. Ashe Ayo. Ashe. We're gonna clap to that one. Ifalowo. Ashe. You're gonna get a clap too. Benny, all of you are correct. So in the face of opposition, when there's clearly a conspiracy, whether we see it or not, right? Sometimes we can feel it. We may not necessarily know for sure, but then Ifa tells us, right? But guess what, right? The last line, arere. Does anybody know what arere means? Backwards. Backwards. So we should all look for that, right? Eshu is gonna make sure that those things return in one form or another. It may not be the person who owe you money pay you, but you're gonna receive money from somewhere else. Right? You may even save money on something. Just different ways we can see how that energy returns. What about new opportunities? Could be that too. If I ask us to continue moving forward, right? And it's just like what was it, Okanron Tutu, Ifatusin that you said earlier. Those things coming from the backyard. Those things, prosperity coming into the backyard, right? From behind. It's in alignment with what we discussing here with Iretansa and how we have to maintain a Iwa Pele, Iwa Riri, continue to kind of like move forward. Ashe. The second verse. I'm sorry, anybody else got anything to add? Ashe. The second verse, Ifani Iretansa. After witnessing the manifestation of conspiracy, we became scared and ran away. As tiny as the head of a parrot. The unripe palm fruit cannot be as big as a ripe one. If death spares the unripe fruit and spares the palm kernel, it will surely become a palm fruit in the future. Ifa's message for Alamu, the lizard, were going to be honored with title of the wall side. He was advised not to go. He refused to heed the advice. They laced the crown with charms and also put charms on his seat. He became someone with two colors. Travelers to Ipo no Town. Let those warn to offer a bow, heed the warning. Ashe. So again, right, we're talking about conspiracy and even joining in the conspiracy, accepting part of it. Right. So there's a conspiracy. This what this Odu is revealed. There's a conspiracy to snatch something that should not be snatched, to delay something that cannot be delayed. So, understanding, right, after witnessing the manifestation of conspiracy, we become scared and ran away. As tiny as the head of a parrot. Small, right? So, we see in other Odu Ifa where it discusses airing, right, with Ogbe D and some of these other Odus, Okamra, Yeku, right? We see these different examples of being larger than life, right? We see where, um, if I discusses about being as big as the hill, here it's the same, right? But we're behaving in a different manner. So if we look at this verse and we look at each part of the verse and we apply it in its opposite. So even if we witness the manifestation of the conspiracy, whether we witness or not, the thing is that if I said that we should not become scared, we should not run away, that we should never diminish ourselves, right? As tiny as the head of the parrot. It is true, right? The unripe fruit cannot be as big as the ripe one, right? So those it's telling us to look at these